All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're not just talking about tech for tech's sake. We're talking strategy. We're going to look at hybrid cloud and how it's become a total game changer for small and medium-sized businesses that want to compete and win.
So let's just kick things off with a question. What if you could get that rock-solid security of your own private servers for your most sensitive data while also tapping into the crazy powerful, super flexible public cloud? That right there, that's the promise we're going to unpack today.
All right, Section 1, the hybrid advantage. So let's really dig into why this is way more than just another IT buzzword. It's a real business shift.
And this isn't some future trend. It is happening right now. Get this, somewhere between 55 and 60%, that's over half, of small and medium-sized businesses are already on a hybrid cloud system. So this is not some fad for the tech-savvy few. It's a proven, mainstream strategy that's delivering results.
So why the big move? What's the secret sauce here? Well, it really boils down to this incredible mix of benefits. You get the flexibility to put your stuff where it makes the most sense, and that unlocks, well, it unlocks everything. We're talking incredible scalability and security. It means you can keep your really sensitive data locked down on-site, but you're still being super cost-efficient because you only pay for those big public cloud resources when you actually need them. The bottom line, your whole business just becomes more resilient.
Okay, moving on to Section 2, defining the model. Because, to really use this stuff, you got to get the definition right, and more importantly, understand the one big rule that makes it all click.
So, what is a hybrid cloud? Honestly, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's one single system, a unified environment that brings together your own on-site private stuff with services from a public cloud provider. Think AWS, Microsoft Azure, you name it. They all just work together seamlessly.
But, and this is a huge but, here's the catch. This power, this flexibility, it's not automatic. It doesn't just happen. Just like the quote says, the cloud pays off only when planned well. You really have to think it through. If you just jump in without a smart strategy, you're looking at wasted money, huge security gaps, and a whole world of compliance headaches. Seriously, success is all in the planning.
Which brings us right to Section 3, your implementation playbook. So how do you plan well? Let's walk through a 5-step guide to build a strategy that actually works. Before we get to the steps, let's see what this looks like in the real world. It makes it so much clearer. Okay, picture a healthcare provider. They've got super strict privacy laws to follow, right? Like HIPAA. So what do? They keep all those sensitive patient records on their own secure, private on-site servers, locked down. But at the same time, they want to use these amazing AI tools to analyze medical images, for diagnostics. So for that, they tap into the public cloud. They get that world-class computing power without ever putting patient data at risk. Or let's flip to a totally different world, manufacturing. Imagine a factory floor just buzzing with IoT sensors, collecting tons and tons of real-time data. For speed, they process that data right there, locally, on a private cloud. Then, once the data is anonymized, they shoot the results up to the public cloud to run these heavy-duty analytics. And boom, they uncover these operational insights that make the entire factory run smarter and more efficiently. See how powerful that is? So, how do you get there? It's really a 5-step journey. First, you've got to assess your needs. Really figure out what data is critical and what's not. From there, you can pick the right providers and map out a migration plan. And as you're building this thing out, security has to be woven through everything, both environments. And finally, you got to get your team trained up so they can actually manage this new integrated system.
That first step, assess your needs, it is absolutely the most important one. It really all boils down to one simple question. Which job goes where? Think of it like this. Your private cloud, that's for your crown jewels. The mission-critical, super-sensitive stuff, your financial data, patient records, you get the idea. The public cloud, that's your powerhouse for less sensitive tasks that need massive scale or specialized tools like AI or crunching huge amounts of data.
All right, final section. Section 4, your first moves. Let's make this real. Let's turn all this strategy into action you can take, like today.
Okay, so your first moves are all about creating this cycle of continuous improvement. It's not a one-and-done thing.
It all kicks off with an internal assessment to find those workloads that are perfect candidates for this model. Then, it's all about active management. Regularly auditing your vendors to make sure you're getting what you pay for. And of course, this whole space changes so fast, right? So the cycle completes with learning, staying on top of trends, which then feeds right back into adapting your strategy.
So I want to leave you with one final question to really chew on. Thinking about your own business, with everything we've just talked about, what's the very first thing, the first application, the first chunk of data, the first process that you could totally transform by getting the best of both worlds with a hybrid cloud strategy?